Cool. So, you guys see me? So, I'm going to... I won't stop the music just yet, but... Basically, what this game is you play as a guy named Pheonix Wright. And he is a young attorney.
Okay.
And basically you're going around solving cases.
Okay. Criminal cases?
Yes.
Okay.
All of them, well, not all of them, but most of them are murder cases.
Okay.
So, you being a legal assistant, I think you'll enjoy the game. I hope you'll enjoy the game.
I'm hoping so. I don't do criminal, but anyway.
That's okay. So we're going to start with our new game here. Let me just mute the music real quick. Let me know, guys, if my volume's okay for me and Mom here. And that's basically what's going to happen. Alright. Voice good to go? Okay. Gasp. Gasp. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Blood. Okay, so August 3rd, 9:47 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Okay, so that's your voice.
Right?
Oh, hiya, Chief.
Oui. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Pheonix, I'm impressed. Not everyone take on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you and your client as well.
Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor.
A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case?
Yes. Pheonix doesn't sound that dorky. Okay, I'll give him a deep manly voice then. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney.
Well, that's news to me.
I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. Oh, that's the other guy. Oh, it's over. My life's over.
Isn't that your client screaming over there?
Yeah, that's him. Death, despair. Whoa! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die.
It sounds like he wants to die.
Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Glad the radio show voice isn't around. Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspaper says it was you. My name is Pheonix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He's got a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. Kilt? But I know better than anyone, he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. Alright, August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Courtroom, courtroom number 2. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor? Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a very serious charge for your client's sake. I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Handshaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. So I'll let you pick. Which one do you pick, Mom?
Maya Fey.
She's the defendant? The defendant? That's, Maya Fey? Wrong, Right. Look, I have to leave. Oh, that's you, sorry.
Wrong, Right? Look, I have to leave. I have to go home. I'm expecting a delivery.
Aw, come on, Chief. There's no need to be going so soon, is there? Alright, I forgot to give him a deep voice. Aw, come on, Chief. There's no need to be going so soon, is there?
Right? Listen, the defendant is the one on trial, your client. I mean, that's about as basic as you can get.
I put my foot in it this time. I gotta relax. Let's see. Remember that time you said I owe you a favor when you helped me move? Gets the turny gear? Well, now's the time. Sorry, I couldn't hear your answer. I'll ask once more. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
Maya Fey.
I'm just gonna pick Larry. Yes. The defendant. The defendant, well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct! Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me what's the victim's name. Whew. I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's, wait, uh-oh. No, wait, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here.
Pheonix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name?
The victim. Oh, of course, I know the victim's name. I, just forgot, temporarily.
I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the plus button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you.
Let's hear your answer. Who is the victim in this case? Okay, so I'll press this. So it looks like it says Cindy. So
Who should it say?
So it said Cindy was the name, so I'm assuming it's not Cinderblock or Maya Fey. So let's go with
Cindy Snow.
Cindy Stone. So you can check evidence? Yeah, you can. The victim's name is Cindy The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what is the cause of death? She died because she was... Oh, I didn't check that part. How did she die?
Blunt trauma.
Okay. There we go. She was struck once by a blunt object. Cindy Stone, what if she's related to Steven Stone? Correct! You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor? As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? Their murder weapon was the statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. So now we can look at that thing in our evidence record. So statue added to the court record.
Right? Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Press the plus button to check the court record and do it frequently.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case.
Let's see. Sub-Zero asked, wait, Mama NGZ, can't evidence only be submitted before the trial? Isn't this illegal? Yes. Yes, it is.
You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate.
Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Mr. Butts, is that not true the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Anthony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you described is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Alright, let's get the passport in the evidence. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way! The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question.
Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. What should we do? Wait and see what happens or stop him from answering?
Wait and see what happens.
Okay. Might be better not to get involved in this one. Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, no way! That cheating she-dog! I'm gonna die! I'm just gonna drop dead! Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this! Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone? Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment the day of the murder, did you not? Oh. Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh. He went. What do I do? Should I have answer honestly or stop him from answering?
Have him answer honestly.
Answer honestly? Okay. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order! Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? Isn't he incriminating himself? Yeah, a little bit. The whole, I'll see her in the afterlife thing was a bit much. The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank saw it. Saw it to the stand. You may or may not have done it. You know, there's no proof. Miss Sawit, or Mr. Shawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Frank saw it. Yeah, basically. Frank saw it. Oh, yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Okay. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her, laying there, a woman. not moving, dead! I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. And that dude look mad familiar? Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Why is this guy Cool Runnings? I don't know. Your Honor, at the time of the murder there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Miss Side used was one of these, or one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Okay. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes? Yes, Your Honor? You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor?
Alright, Wright. This is it. The real deal.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why? You exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave.
Lies? What? He was lying?
Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty?
How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's statement. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, press it and rub it in the witness's face.
Okay.
So remember, press the witness with the button or by waving the Wii remote. Then check your facts again with the plus button and point out the contradiction.
Okay. So now I gotta find out where he's lying.
Yep.
Okay. So, I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing from his apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her, lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remembered the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Then the man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there.
That's all of it? There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. It might not be a bad idea to press him with the button or by waving the Wii remote. Then examine the court record via the plus button if something strikes you as suspicious.
Okay.
Then find the evidence that contradicts his testimony and present it to him.
Alright, so we gotta look through it and see. So he says he's going door to door selling stuff. So I say, hold it. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know, he just seems strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course. What the witness means is that the man he saw looks suspicious. So what happened next? I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Half open, you say? Yes, yes. The door was open halfway, yes. I watched for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd, in a big city like this, I thought. I see. And what happened next? Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing. Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. Why did Payne cut him off so quickly? So you looked inside the apartment. What happened then? I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead! Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well. What happened next? I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes, I mean no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. The phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yes, I mean no. No, it wasn't, right? But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Oh, that? I can explain that. There was a cordless one on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. Ah, what time did you call again? I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. "1 p.m.? Are you certain?" "Yes, absolutely." He seems really confident.
1 p.m.? Right? Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him.
Okay, so... Oops, I pressed the wrong button. S plus. What do we have here? Time of death at 4 to 5.
Awesome.
Let's see. Electricity went on in the building from noon to 6. But the cause of time of death is 4 to 5, and he says 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
Mm-mm. You found the body at 1 p.m.? You're sure? Yes! It was 1 p.m. for certain. Objection! Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts with the autopsy report. The autopsy notes that the time of death was sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body defined at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that! Oh, This is trivial! The witness merely forgot the time! After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Saw It. Why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.? Jeez, that's a really good question.
Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot.
Self-defense says he's sweating.
That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart.
Wait! I remember now! Would you care to give your testimony again? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Oh, Pazzy says, hey, it's the mummy NGZ. I assume she also has her own name. Alright. We're just gonna call her Mom. Terribly sorry about that misunderstanding. How you doing, Pazzy? ZK says, Miss NGZ? I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right? You know what to do.
I've got this one. Okay. When I found the body, I heard the time. Hold it. Let's see. Swing up right over here at a moment's break and drop in for a moment. So you've chosen the great game? Yeah, I figured this would be a fun game for Mom because Mom's a legal assistant. So I figured this game would be great.
Quite funny.
You said heard, not saw. Yes, heard. All I saw was the body lying there. I didn't think to look at anything else. At least of all my watch. That's too many uses of in the moment, but in my defense, I'm in the middle of a 12-hour shift. It's all good. Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something. But if you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all. The witness did say he actually heard the time. It's ludicrous to suggest he wouldn't hear anything. I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue your testimony. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio? Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premise. There was only one large television.
Right? I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television.
The witness has testified he heard the time. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? How do you explain the gap? Well, witness, can you explain this? I guess the victim must have been watching a taped program. A video? Yes, that would explain why the time was wrong. See, Pazzi says, I'd likely be a terrible prosecutor given that I distrust this man largely based on his suspicious face and his shoulder movements. True. True.
Right? I think the problem lies somewhere else.
We're agreed that you heard the time at the scene. Then? That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Are you sure the voice you heard said it was 1 p.m.? Yes, I can practically hear it now. It was quite clear. Mr. Payne, has the prosecution verified this testimony? My apologies, Your Honor. I, too, have only just learned the witness heard at the time. Oh, I'm really sorry. I just remembered. I only remember it just now. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Press him some more. Well, you just watch it. Not much point pressing him on that one, was there? Okay, so we gotta find where the contradiction is and present some evidence. Well, let's look at the evidence first. So, oh, probably this then.
From noon until the day of the crime.
Yeah, so if it was 1 o'clock, you wouldn't have heard the TV.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. On the plus side, the 2 times you've been called for jury duty, you've not actually been assigned a case. I understand the idea of a jury of your peers, but I don't think myself qualified to truly understand the complexities of a case. Oh, I would just pretend to be unfair. That's exactly what I would do. If I was called for jury duty, I would say I'm a very unfair person, and I'm not going to be a good person for this. And I get off.
You're gonna have to have a good reason.
Okay. So, probably gonna press him on this one then. Alright, ZK, I know it's pretty late over there. You have yourself a good night. You can check out the VOD later. Take care, man.
Good night.
Yeah, he's over in Sweden, so it's like 1:42 right now. Okay. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video! Huh. The defense has a point. As he says, that's a good point. I'm incredibly prejudice against tall people, short people, and people who don't fit into those categories. Never have to deal with it during. Never have to deal with jury duty. Do you have an explanation for this, Miss Side? Or Mr. Side? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Huh. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Side? The court would prefer to hear inaccurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Side. Let's hear your testimony. Once more, please. Actually, I didn't hear at the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Actually, I didn't. Okay, I'm just gonna press him on that. That strikes me as a very suspicious mistake. Yes, I could see how you'd be a little doubtful. I'm really sorry, I only just remembered the table clock. A table clock? There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? A table clock? Was there a table clock at the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. The murder weapon? Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? Something's fishy here. That must have been what I saw. Let's see a bit longer, but we have a short break. Roger, the next break will come back. Alright, take care, Pazzy. Why didn't you tell us that in the first place? I guess it just slipped my mind. I'm not really sure how it happened myself. The witness says he saw the table clock. End of story.
Now, find the contradiction.
Okay. So let me see here. Oh yeah, he says the murder weapon.
Yeah.
There's a statue. Okay. Oops, that's the wrong one. Wait just a moment. Purple boys. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Solid. Pheonix has such a strong point, you can feel it. Hey, I just saw it there, okay? The clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne? As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You tilt it, and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright? It appears the witness testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problem with his testimony now? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he... Which one? Tell me, isn't it true that you knew the victim? In fact, you were one of her sugar daddies. Be frank with us, Mr. Sawit. Hey, Generate, how you doing? Frank? I am always frank. Your Honor, we have complete records of the victims' relationships. Mr. Frank Sawit does not appear anywhere. Huh? Oh, really? Please, Mr. Wright. Is huh the best response you can muster up? Try to refrain from making off-the-cuff accusations in the future. Yes, Your Honor. Let me think this one over. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder! Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there! I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That's the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke as it hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What is the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face! Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw... Shut up, I hate you! It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn! Burn, give him the death! Order! Order, I say! Your Honor! A moment, please! There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright! Your Honor? You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? Whole case is riding on this. I better think through this carefully. Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely the clock. A fact that you can see, a fact which is clear if you simply, let's see, which one?
Examine the clock's batteries. Or try sounding the clock. Which one?
Well, it's up to you. You can pick.
Examine the clock's batteries.
Okay.
I did.
All you have to do is examine the batteries. Indeed, the batteries are in the right way. The clock seems to be working fine. What exactly did you mean, Mr. Wright? Yes, the clock was working fine. Yes, and? I'm sorry. I think I got confused back there with all those testimonies. Mr. Wright! I expect more from a lawyer in this court, even if it's your first day. I'm afraid I have to penalize you. Try to think things through more carefully. Yes, Your Honor. As I was saying. Okay. So, if you simply... I guess try sounding the clock, maybe?
Try sounding the clock, yeah.
Okay. Hey, yeah, wait, I mean objection! You blew up your exclamation point. Yeah, you only get 5 of those, and then it's game over if you screw up 5 times. The judge kicks you out of the court.
Oh.
Okay, let's sound the clock here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That's certainly a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Side heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Syatt, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! Ha ha! You forget one thing. Oh, what's he talking about? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I gonna prove that? What's going on, R.I.B.? Brenna Black says, "Hey, Andrew Z and his mother."
Hi.
Damn it, I was so close! Mr. Wright, it seems you lack their critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. They treat me like a criminal! A criminal! You lawyers are all slime! Yeah, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There is nothing I can do about it now.
Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. I mean, Chief.
Maya, I mean, Chief.
Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think.
But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow. And think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right. Can you think of a reason as to why it would be 3 hours slow?
I guess we have to think of one.
Yes. That's where I was.
Wait, maybe I can prove it.
You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it. Right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you said the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found any evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Huh, tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock is running slow. That's what we got here. It's the report. Yeah, it doesn't prove anything about the clock because it's a clock.
If the electricity was out, though, it might have been an electric clock.
No, it's by itself.
Oh, it's just the statue and the shape of the finger is rather heavy. Maybe that's it. The victim
Passport?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Committed, how you doing, man? Yeah, this music is so good. About to lurk and cook dinner. Tonight's menu is teriyaki chicken with sauteed onions and mushrooms.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I'd be all over that. Alright, let's present this to him. The victim had just returned from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. there, 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. there the next day. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her in the head department was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Order! Order, I say! Yeah, the writing in this game is really good. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your client? He was arrested and been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this courtroom finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. And with that, the court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Sawit was a common burglar. He proposed to the newspaper salesman to check to see when people are out of their houses. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself in to do his dirty work. When he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Alright.
Interesting.
Sub-Zero Smoke Rain says, Mama NGZ, defense attorney.
I knew it.
Phew. I still can't believe we won.
Right? Good job in there. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not at all. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note.
I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over! Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. No, wait. I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... never mind.
Congratulations, Harry.
Hey, Harry?
Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Bugs innocent.
Good job in there. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. Yeah, thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate dinner, movie, my treat.
Oh no, I couldn't.
Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present.
A present? For me? Wait. Wasn't this the evidence that...
Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me.
Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
Isn't it like covered in blood? Yo, Nick, can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Doesn't that make you just want to cry? Larry.
Are you sure?
Excuse me?
I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way.
Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Alright, B. Catch you later, man.
Oh, I'm just sympathizing, really. It's not... Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she feels about him?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Right. What the heck is she talking about? Well, I guess the statue, because she kept the statue. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? Where'd you get that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. She took it with her when she traveled. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little bit better.
Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. We all can do this, believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right. Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocence, Buzz.
It's butts.
Butts. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him?
Yeah, part at least.
You'll have to tell me all about it sometime. Maybe over drinks.
And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay me. Unless you you count the clock you gave to Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise I wouldn't be able to keep. But that's the first case in this game.
Okay. Case over.
Yeah.
We won the case.
So there's
Yay, team.
There's 4 total in the game. I'm not gonna make you play them all today.
Oh, no, I don't want to play them all today.
But now you've seen the one.
I'm gonna go watch a basketball game, Corey.
I know. All right.
Are we going right into the other one?
No, you can go now.
Okay.
I just wanted to show you the game
Oh,
and have a quick stream.
okay.
So what did you think?
It was good. It was pretty good, but I don't know if I could sit down all day long and watch this and
No,
do this.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Just do it in small segments.
Okay. So when's the next segment?
Whenever you want, whenever you have time and you want to come down.
Next year.
Anytime you want to come down and play some more, you can.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I like that.
All right.
Was good. Bye, everybody.
You just dismiss everyone. Okay, it was good. Bye.
Hi, guys. Hope you enjoyed that.
One case a year. It'll take us about 20 years to finish all the games.
Oh my goodness. We'll do 1 case a month. How's that?
All right.
1 case a month.
Sounds good. The other cases are longer though, so
They're longer?
because you have to actually go out on the field and talk to people
Oh, jeez.
and gather evidence,
Oh, okay.
and then you go to court.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So usually they're like three days in court.
Oh, okay.
So they're about several hours. So it'll probably take a little bit to
To do it?
do it all.
Okay. Mic off?
No, I'm gonna go find someone to host. So
Can I leave?
if you want to leave, you can leave.
this is like, oh, I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh. I am like, oh, is this going on again?
Just the way you said it. Could I leave? So we done here? All right, we're gonna host I'm gonna host Mr. Raid on.
Isn't there a netball game or anything on there?
No.
Oh.
There's I don't think there's a single netball video game.
No?
No.
They ought to get one.